Well, hello, and welcome to the Mediocre Arknights Operator Guide featuring Tequila. Not sure why a sentient alcoholic beverage was added as an operator, but the Doggo features definitely make up for it. Tequila's subclass is the Liberator, and that is a lot of text for a trait. Go Tequila! Break it down into manageable sized pieces for me. When his skill is not active, he has 0 block and does not attack. When his skill is active, has 3 block and attacks. He also has an attack buff that increases over time that goes up to triple the amount of the original attack value after 40 seconds. The attack buff will reset after his active skill ends. So does that mean that Tequila is going to do nothing while we wait for his skills to charge up? Kind of. Luckily, he does actually do something during his downtime, and that is in the form of his talent's Waiting Game, which inflicts a minor amount of arts damage to enemies that attack him. This damage will increase over time due to Tequila's trait because of the whole attack buff thing. It's like if you bother a dog enough for it to start chasing you down, then you probably deserve to take the damage. Alcoholic Doggo's first skill, Decisive Action, cranks up his attack speed and deals damage equal to up to 170% of his attack. You're likely using skill 1 for one of 3 reasons. The first is if Tequila is not Elite 1. The second is if you want to deal less damage than skill 2. The third is if you're drunk on Tequila. Speaking of skill 2, Esoteric Blade Work does the following upon activation. Grants a larger attack range, is able to hit 2 targets at once, and deals up to 230% of Tequila's attack every hit. If you wait for the skill to charge up even further beyond, the number of targets increases to 3 and the skill duration doubles. You can also manually deactivate the skill prematurely. People often compare the skill to a Silver Ash skill 3 but smaller and costing less SP to activate. Quite honestly, it's a pretty accurate comparison with the Shrings. For maximum damage, you will want to wait until the charged form of the skill is up. Conveniently, it takes 40 seconds to fully charge the skill up, which is the same amount of time for Tequila's trait to give him the maximum attack boost. Basic tips with Tequila. Deploy him after everyone else to draw extra heat off of your operators and deal some damage in the process. Tequila blocks enemies when his skill is active, block multiple enemies, or use them as a meat shield against stronger enemies. Though skill 2 fully charges up in 40 SP, check to see if 40 seconds from the trait have actually passed. You may have an SP generating operator making the skill charge faster and thus not getting the full attack buff. Though you don't always have to wait for the full buff. So should you build Tequila? If you value the meta, no, he's on the niche side. If you value survivability, yeah, he's got a pretty beefy health stat. If you value damage output, maybe. His damage is solid when used well but is locked behind his skills. If you value a low cost doggy boy, yes, his deployment is cheap and a very doggy boy. Finally, here are Tequila's stats, potentials, trust bonuses, base skills, and the E264 M3 Tequila. I was told that you can see a bulge on his base skin, but I just don't see it. Maybe it's the sword that's erect, but I don't know. And that was the Tequila Operator Guide. Drink responsibly, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.